Good afternoon, everybody. David Shuster here on Take Action News. It is Saturday, December the 15th. So glad to have you listening to us on We Act Radio and some of our syndicated stations. We also want to give a special welcome to all of you who are watching our show in our live video stream on TakeActionNews.com. And we also want to welcome everybody who is watching this clip on our YouTube channel, Take Action News TV. It is not an easy feat to both stream a broadcast radio program and also put it on video and also put it on all these different channels. So bear with us as we work through some of the technical kinks. But we're now in hour 2 of this effort, and I think we're doing okay. I want to bring in our executive producer, Daniel Marins. Daniel, explain what it is that we're trying to do. I'm here in New York. You guys are in the studio in D.C. We're trying to coordinate both video, audio. How are we doing so far?
Well, David, right now I'm speaking into the mic, into our audio box and our board right here. So I'm not actually communicating with you via Google Hangout. You're just seeing me visually. And the reason for that is that that enables us to get to use this good microphone. It means that my sound is going out over the broadcast waves. And it also means that you're not going to hear reverb through the Google Hangout. So some complicated things there where we've got an audio stream that's sort of going through our radio board, and at the same time we're filming all of us, and you're plugged into our board as well. So it's
an amazing feat. And Mitch Molaski, you figured some of this out just before air. How does it look from your perspective as somebody who runs a board, and now people can see you on our YouTube channel, and people can hear you, of course, as they always can on the radio, but they can also see you live. What do you make of this? How are we doing so far from a technical perspective?
I'm gonna have to start wearing non-sleeveless shirts on the radio. But it's definitely a little cobbled together. But definitely proud of the effort we have. A few issues here and there for sure. For throwing this together for our first time, definitely got it together pretty nicely. We'll have to perfect it, obviously, for our next times, but we've got it up and running, and it's looking nice.
Now, some of these tools that I have at my disposal, and Mitch is going to freak out on this, is that I can control some of the a few audio effects. Although I'm afraid that maybe it sounds a little bit low, but let's try one. Mitch, this is one of your favorite. Are you able to hear? Could you hear that?
Buzzer beater.
Yeah, buzzer beater. So now Mitch and the team is going to be like, oh my God, Shuster has some control over some of the audio effects, right? Coming up in just a couple of minutes.
You give that man an inch of freedom.
Yeah.
Shuster
is not an audio board guy, right? Because this what will happen is our audience will start doing things like this. Right? Oh, okay. All right, there we go. But anyway, for everybody who's watching us live on our YouTube channel on TakeActionNews.com, we also want to thank Ben Barnett and Keith Atkinson for holding that together. And again, people may think, all of a sudden now that this Take Action News thing, not only can we hear it on the radio, but there are YouTube clips. Yes, so we've got several different platforms for folks to listen to. And remember, this is a show where we like to talk about the news and what all of you can do to take action to influence outcomes. And so now we have several different platforms. We have this radio show, which is live in DC 12 to 3, and then it airs over many of our syndicated stations 4 to 7. You can hear that radio stream live over We Act Radio. You can also now see it live over TakeActionNews.com, and pieces of the show will be sliced and diced and put up on our YouTube channel during the week, Take Action News TV. And, oh, by the way, if you want to subscribe to the podcast, go to iTunes or Stitcher, and you can get us that way at your convenience when you're walking around with your iPhone. In just a couple of minutes, we're going to go through some of the very serious news, though, that has come out of Connecticut. An update on where things stand with the investigation into Adam Lanza, the shooter, who's now been identified publicly by police as the shooter who killed 27 people. We'll have the latest on that investigation when our syndicated stations join us in just a minute. And I want to give, though, one more shout-out to We Act Radio, folks. You know, it's the nerve center of all of these efforts that we're trying to do. We're located in the heart of Anacostia, 1918 Martin Luther King Avenue. We have a storefront studio. Actually used to be a soul food restaurant when we took it over.
Mama's Kitchen.
Mama's Kitchen. And you can come by, and you can see Mitch and Daniel through the glass front window. We are going to have a special fundraiser at We Act Radio this Tuesday night. So everybody who is listening to us or watching us in Washington, D.C., come by Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Congressman Barney Frank, who is retiring, and Congressman John Conyers, two deans of the U.S. House. They will be on hand at We Act Radio to talk about the importance of public service, community service, and what their careers have been like, and why they see public service being amplified by efforts like We Act Radio. So we'll be so pleased to see the members of Congress at our own radio station. You can come by, you can meet them, you can meet the staff. Mark Levine, others will be there. So again, it's Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, 1918 Martin Luther King Avenue in Southeast. Great neighborhood. We're going to pause in about 15 seconds and let our syndicated stations catch up with us. You are listening and you're watching to Take Action News with David Shuster and Mitch Molaski and Daniel Marins and the entire team from We Act Radio. We pause now to let our syndicated stations